Hello trainers of Rikusu and welcome to another live stream. So obviously we are going to be hunting for shiny unknowns, so I'm really hoping we can get every single shiny unknown out there. As of right now, actually I can go ahead and check my boxes here so we can get an update on how many I actually have. Oh whoopsie, I'm not looking to rest right now. And welcome everyone to the live stream. I see you guys all here. I appreciate you, Kato, I appreciate that. I really hope we can get a shiny unknown Q as well. And also Bootleg, hey, oh hey. Do you ever sneeze so hard it breaks your brain so you have to readjust your senses after? Yeah, right? I feel that. Yeah, I completely get where you're coming from. Let me go ahead and go over to our shiny unknown box. Let me see here. Where are you at? Oh, here it is. Okay, so these are our shiny unknowns so far. We have duplicates, unfortunately. Duplicates, any and all duplicate shiny unknown that I get will be given away in a huge giveaway once this shiny hunt becomes complete. So when we successfully manage to get every single shiny unknown, I will have a personal giveaway live on a live stream to every person who has been with me on this journey. So all of the unknown duplicates will be given away. That way none of them go to waste and you guys can get some. I also see that the chat is finally working, so this time it's actually showing YouTube chat with it. I don't know why last stream it decided to be rude like that, but you know. Yeah. You can't see me, I'm unstable. What do you mean? I see you. I see you, mortal. I see you. And also welcome, Delta. I see you guys have made it. Also, mortal, hello, hello. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started now. So now that we've established that, let me, hold on, let me actually, release everything that's in my first pasture real quick. It's been a little while since I've actually been on here, so it's gonna take me a little bit, but here we go. Let's start this hunt, guys. So any predictions on what unknown is going to be the first one that we get shiny? Let me hear your guys' thoughts on what's gonna be first. I vow to release in shiny unknown I receive. Wow. So my effort just goes to waste. Fine. I see how it is. Wow. How rude. How could you? Alright, so let's go ahead and get over here and get this started. Get this rolling. Okay, so next week, I'm going to talk about next week's schedules, guys. So I do know that school has started for a lot of people, especially those who watch me and are in high school. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm actually going to start streaming specifically on weekends. So probably Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday are probably going to be the days that I start streaming. It also gives me some extra time to rest, solely because I would like to dedicate a lot more time to content creation, since I have a lot of videos that I'm busy editing right now, and I want to be able to upload those and give you guys some more content to see. That includes all of my Dark Nuzlocke Emerald episodes as well. I'm really close to being done with episode 5. But the problem is just there's a lot more to it. I have to also edit the YouTube short that I have going on about something, which I'm not going to spoil, because any of those who are actually able to guess what my next YouTube short is going to be about is going to get early access to it. So, you know, I want to see who can actually try and guess it for fun. I'm guessing it'll be an L. Okay, J or D is one of the guesses here, and you're guessing it'll be an... Okay, interesting choices for unknown. I am very intrigued by these choices. Any reason in particular that you chose those in particular? I'm very curious if you have a reason and whatnot. Alright, so I think I just rested twice, so we can go off and see if there's another one around. So let's keep this going. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, school has started for many people, and honestly, I'm actually glad that they're dedicating a lot of their time specifically to, you know, getting their studies and whatnot done. That's very important. That's always extremely important. You know, when I was in school, I did a lot of really funny things. I'm going to tell you guys a story of what I did in high school. So I have this box of like giant Uno cards, okay? I have a box of ginormous Uno cards. So what I did is I took it with me to school. And when it hit lunchtime, what I decided to do was I grabbed a red Uno reverse card, stood up on the bench, and held that card up as far as I could. And so the entire time on lunch, I literally just sat there, like not sat there, but I literally just stood on the bench holding that Uno reverse. So that's what I did. I did that on lunch break, and it was probably one of the most funny things I did. I did a lot of really funny and bizarre things when I was in high school. Another thing that I did too was actually during lunchtime. I don't know if you guys actually know JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, but I think a lot of you guys do know what that is. But basically, during lunch, I had a friend of mine, and I told him that when the bell rung for the end of lunch to play the Pillarman theme. So he did. Like, I told him to play that literally after I yelled out some words, and he said, yeah, I'll do it, okay? So right as the bell rung, I yelled out, "Awaken my masters," and he just straight up played the JoJo Pillarman theme, and it was great. It was so funny. I'll never forget that. Honestly, I just had a lot of fun in high school. I just did a lot of crazy things. Worth it entirely. Completely worth it. Oh man. Did you guys ever do any weird or funny things in high school? I want to know everybody's stories. I want to hear. If you catch a shiny L, it'd still be a W. True. You're not even wrong. That's completely true. Delta out here making a real point. Alright. Let's see. How soon do you think we're gonna get a shiny? I hope we get one like really early on. Cause the goal here is to hopefully get 2 shinies this stream. That's the goal. That's what I'm hoping for at least. Get in the ball. Stay in the ball. Get in there. Stay in the ball. I said stay in the ball. You're staying there. You're like Nebby in the bag, okay? You can't get out of the Pokeball. Be like Nebby and stay in the bag permanently. Alright, there we go. We did it. We got that one unknown. Alright. Let's go ahead and rest another 2 days. Oh man. My friend and I called 911 in school and didn't know it would actually transfer to the actual German police number. That is so funny, MB. What? That's crazy. And that is so funny. I remember you actually telling me that, but I still think that's crazy to this day that it just auto-translate to the, you know, the German police number. That's crazy. But it's also really nice and good too, because it helps since sometimes certain numbers can be harder to remember. So when you're trying to call an emergency, you call whatever first numbers come to your mind and it auto goes to something that's within your area. I think that's good. It's very safe that way. I'm currently drawing a primarily ice type Lapras. Now that is a very interesting thing. You should 100% show it to me when you're done. That'd be really cool to see. I would love to see your take on it. I have successfully blocked out all memories of high school. Honestly, I don't blame you. Sometimes high school has some bad memories you don't want to remember. And sometimes the bad memories overpower the good. So sometimes your brain just goes up and it just ups and blocks it. So I honestly don't blame you. I had a lot of bad memories in high school too. So I'm like 50-50, but you know, that's just how life is. You'll always have good memories and then you'll always have bad memories. You can't really have good ones without having bad ones, because then you wouldn't know what good ones are if you've never experienced the bad. Alright, here we go. Oh my goodness, they're all running from me. I hope the shiny's not like this. I remember being so sad because the last unknown stream I did, I failed a shiny unknown and I was so upset. Because it ran away from me. That was so messed up. I couldn't believe that. It was so rude. Oh, I didn't mean to do just a little while. Yeah, it's obviously for safety measures for foreign people, but memes from the West were so popular we did it anyway. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. I don't blame you. Oh, man. I got a Dr. Pepper today. I actually went out to the store and I bought like a pastry and I got myself like a piece of cake and an Italian sandwich. It was so funny. I was in a voice chat earlier and I was straight up telling them that I got an Italian sandwich, but I don't like lettuce or tomatoes, so I took the lettuce and tomato out. So they're like, so it's not an Italian sandwich anymore. I'm like, no, it still is. And they're like, no, it's not, because you took the tomatoes and the lettuce out. Are we even talking about the same sandwich? I'm like, yes. So, you know, crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, man. Do you guys ever do that? Part of the reason why I always take the lettuce and tomato out is because if I put it in the fridge and leave it there for like a little bit to come back and eat it later, the lettuce and tomato always makes the bread soggy, so I don't like the taste of it at all. Not an Italian sandwich if you change it. It's still an Italian sandwich. It still is. Just because I take out the lettuce and tomato does not take away the fact that it is Italian. It's still an Italian sandwich. Why? Oh my goodness. What kind of memes were you seeing, MB? Like, I'm curious of what memes were there in the West. Alright, let me still know more, so I gotta go rest some more, I suppose. Alright. Let's do this. I say if it has pepperoni in it, then it's Italian. I think this thing has like 3 different meats in it, I think. I think it's got like pepperoni, salami, and some other kind of meat. I don't know. I'm like looking at the sandwich right now. I don't even know what that 3rd meat is. Okay, so now I have a real question for you guys. When you all have a sandwich, okay, let's say you're making like a ham and cheese sandwich, okay? Do you put mayonnaise on both sides of the bread or just one? Because I always put it on both sides. I was raised up in a household where we actually put mayonnaise on both sides of the bread. Like both of them. So I'm curious what you guys, well, not both sides, not like the top and bottom of one bread, but like, you know, the bread that's on the top and then the bread that's on the bottom. If you guys get what I mean. That's what I was raised to do. But what were you guys raised to do? Were you guys raised to do the same thing, or like, do you guys do it differently? There's no need to put it on more than one side. Really? You only put it on one side? Like one bread? Really? As long as it has Italian in it, it's still an Italian sandwich. Yes! Thank you, Delta! You understand. See, guys, it is still Italian. Alright, I guess whatever was popular in 2017 to 2020, stuff like Thanos Car, and generally just meme compilations. Honestly, better times in my opinion. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Yeah, there's a lot of funny memes out there. You know, I didn't really watch the stuff with Thanos in it and whatnot, like Infinity War, I think is what it was called, I think. But I didn't really watch it, but I always knew about the memes about it, and I saw like the clips of it because it was so popular and had so many memes, and I found it so funny. I was like, what is with these people just snapping their fingers and people disappearing? I was so confused, and I had to like look up the origin of the meme. I was like, why is this so funny to me? It's stupid, but it's funny. And I had to figure out the origin. I can't remember off the top of my head. No, it ran away from me. Oh well. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Give me like 1 minute. I need to. Okay, you guys. Oh, so now it decides to go away. I hate when that happens, when you're like on the verge of sneezing and you feel like you're going to sneeze and then like it goes away. I hate that feeling so much. One side if it's mayo, because mayo makes the bread soggy, but peanut butter goes on both sides because it prevents jelly from soaking into the bread. Well, to be fair, I only put mayonnaise on it when I'm about to eat it. So I put it on like both sides, then I eat it. Cause I don't like having it in the fridge with the mayonnaise on it. Man, I'm so used to playing Scarlet and Violet that I keep like pressing down on the Joy-Con. Or is it, yeah, the Joy-Con? No, not Joy-Con, like the, yeah, it is the Joy-Con. I keep pressing down on it thinking that it's gonna make me go faster, but I keep forgetting that in Legends Arceus you just have to hold down B and then you're running. I'm not used to that. I need to get back into it because it's been a little while since we last played. Get in there. No! Get in the ball! Why? I keep trying to predict where it's going to go, but because I'm taking too long to predict, I end up like accidentally missing my throws. Man. No, get back. They keep running from me. I'm so scared. I really don't want the shiny to do the same thing. Oh man. Thanos. Isn't it pronounced Thanos? I thought I did that correctly. What? Did I really mispronounce it? Hold up. Memes were really creative and random enough to work. Nowadays, it's just try to be as offensive as possible. Take every advantage to make fun of people. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what it seems to be like, MB, and it really makes me sad. I miss the old memes. You're completely right there. Alright, let's keep going. I really want to, at least, I'm hoping that the first one I get is like, I don't know if I've gotten B or not. I hope the first one I get is like a question mark or exclamation point shiny unknown, because they just look like a mood to me, and those are my favorite. Those are like 100% my favorite. Alright. I have not seen a single offensive meme personally. It's probably better that way, Bootleg. It's better that way. You don't want to see them. They're not cool. They're very uncool. I have a Dr. Pepper with me that I've just kind of sipped while I was eating my sandwich. Let's see. 2017 memes are old memes. That sentence just did psychic damage. Yep. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, 100%. Right. Hello, welcome to the stream, Infinite. Great to have you here. We're looking for the shiny unknown. Alright. I have a few memes that were made about myself, and honestly I hold them dear to me, and I hope that one day I can, well actually, you know what, I will one day. I'm gonna actually have like a little short video of like a story I tell, and then put in one of the memes that was made for the stories. Like for example, the shiny wormhole incident. The shiny wormhole incident is not what I wanted. Alright, I see people often get offended over jokes that they don't understand or don't like because they disagree with them, but there are jokes for every type of people. You need to quit me. Yeah, a lot of people are overly sensitive nowadays, that's correct. But honestly, like, people are overdoing some of the memes, making them overly dramatic and whatnot. Good to see our queen is safe from the storm, our champion. Thank you. I am safe from the storm, and I have. Why did I say store? Ah, yes, the store was indeed a threat to me. Nah, my power went out actually during that storm. Oh my goodness, I have to tell you guys, this was so insane. Okay, so while the storm was actually going on, in the middle of the night, the sky turned electric blue twice. Like, I'm not talking about lightning kind of blue. No, I mean like the sky, the clouds in the sky, the entire sky became an unnatural electric blue twice. And that scared the crap out of me. That was terrifying. Like the entire sky, it was all you could see. And I was honestly like in so much shock, and I looked it up, and when I looked it up, I saw that it was a real thing, and a case of it was actually in New York. New York had the same thing, but they have no idea what caused it. They said that the people who were closer to where like the blue sky starts actually heard a really loud bang, like really, really loud bang. And I don't really know how to describe it much to you, but honestly, it was a very terrifying moment for me, and seeing that sky was really scary. It made me really worried that something bad was gonna like extremely happen, and I was really terrified. But I'm alright, and I'm glad that the storm is over. Okay, why are no more spawning? I'll probably have to leave and come back then. But I felt very unsafe and the lightning was so strong, and what was crazy was how powerful the lightning was. The lightning was so powerful that it lit up the sky like really bright, but the thunder that followed never happened. We didn't hear it. We never heard the thunder at all. So you could see how scary that is. Oh, I'm not scared of lightning. I'm not scared of lightning at all, Delta. What I was scared of is seeing an entire sky turn electric blue. I mean, think about that for a moment. If you looked outside and you saw the entire sky light up in electric blue while you're underneath a tornado warning, as well as like a severe thunderstorm warning, as well as high winds that go 70 miles per hour and several other things, you mean to tell me you wouldn't be scared seeing an electric blue sky? No, that would be terrifying. Cause that was what I was under, is we were literally under tornado watch and everything. Like tornado, you know, watch and everything. I mean, it was just bad. Cause it said twin tornadoes were possible. It was very scary. So, I mean, you can't really blame me for being scared. I'm not really scared of lightning, but like, that was just terrible circumstances. And my power was out too. Like, my power went out. And it was out for several hours. And only recently came back. I never experienced that before, but that sounds horrifying. It was. It was very horrifying. I mean, it was also neat to see, but like, it was also very terrifying. And very, very scary. Especially considering that my area was in the red. So, you know, that on top of it did not help. Hello, Ladios. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Thunder, where is your motivation? I'll be like that plastic chair in the middle of the storm that just sits there. The Virgil chair. Yeah, it really was terrifying, Infinite. Not gonna lie, in that situation, I would be outside watching the sky and enjoying the wind. The only thing that scares me in the storms are the sirens and amber alerts. Yeah, have fun with the sirens and stuff that went off. It was very loud. Alright, why shiny unknown? Because I would like to get every single unknown letter as a shiny. I want to get all of them as shiny. That's the goal here. And welcome to the stream, Eric. It's great to have you here. I am the storm that is approaching, provoking black clouds and isolation. Yeah, literally. It's such a good song though, guys. It's such a good song. High story, yeah. Oh man, tornadoes avoid me for some reason. It's gotten to a point where, let's see, I didn't finish that. Where I want to experience one. Really? Really now? Okay. It might be better that way. Yeah, like what MB said, it might be better that way because sometimes it can be really scary and like kind of bad to be in one. Hello, Morgan. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. All right, here we go. Let's get this over here. You have a nice voice. Oh my goodness, thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that a whole lot. All right, let me go ahead and get over here. I hear that low. Oh my goodness, yeah. All right. You know, when it comes to storms, I'm honestly not very happy with a lot of the storms. Because you see, I've had a total of 3 greenhouses in my backyard. Because we like to grow like our own tomatoes and cucumbers and watermelons and whatnot. We like to grow them. But the problem is, you know, when we've had during this past year, we've had really bad storms, and we have lost 3 greenhouses to the storms. Now, these greenhouses were actually bolted to the ground, but the storm was so strong and so powerful that it actually ripped it out of the ground and literally took off with it. Literally breaking part of the metal, making the metal unstable, breaking it entirely. It was not okay. And mind you, greenhouses cost hundreds of dollars, so they are very expensive to get. And unfortunately, we've lost so many. You know, it's really sad. So now we have all of these plants here that get overwatered because of the storm, or they just get affected by the storm and hurting them. Man. And it really makes me sad too, because I genuinely enjoy these plants a whole lot. Like, I really like to see how much they grow, the way that they grow, and it's super duper fascinating. We actually have a grape plant, and I'm very intrigued by the grape plant because we have like these little cone thingies, these metal cones that like surround it, and the grape plant actually reaches out and wraps a part of its vine on that little metal lines. I forget what they're called. I'm sorry. I'm not very good with naming it. But like the metal on that thing. And it's just very interesting to see because grape plants are actually known to pull themselves up. So they literally grow by pulling themselves up out of the ground. It is super, super fascinating. You guys should look that up. It's super neat. And it's just really cool to see the progression that each one gets and how you plant it from like a tiny seed and it becomes something beautiful and big. It's really cool. There are 2 wolves inside of my voice. Bad vocabulary and outlandish accent. I don't think so. I think you sound fine. I've heard your voice. I think you're cool. I like to say I hear a storm that is approaching instead whenever a real storm is coming. You know what? That's funny. I think that's fun to do. You should 100% keep that up. In fact, I'm gonna take up that habit. Oh man. I've heard tornadoes sound like a freight train headed straight for you, and the moment you hear the sound, you have exactly 1 minute to find shelter. That's scary. That's actually really scary to hear. They should make a Pokemon called Cutecumber that is a fairy grass type. I agree with you. I would love to see that. Why don't you create it, Bootleg? Why don't you create a Pokemon like that? I would love to see your idea for that. Honestly. You don't have to, but I do think it would be a cool concept to do. And it gives you some more things to just work on and think about. I always love putting my mind to work and just being creative and coming up with new ideas. Just because it helps you be more creative and think outside the box. Stuff like that, it helps. I said stay in the ball! Alright, here we go. Oh man. Ah! Get in the ball. Stay in there. Let's see. Take us to the next step. Take a white chair, cool coat, cool katana, and sit outside during it. Oh my goodness, yes! Yes, please. That would be so funny. Only Arceus. That one is so far away. Why are you so far away, my guy? No, I missed it! Get back over here. You don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see me. Don't be the one that got away. There we go. Perfect. I was so scared it was going to despawn. I've never actually seen an Unown get that far out without despawning. That was kind of surprising to me. Well, I know my mission now. To the Amazon, holy Arceus. One day, I wouldn't actually mind cosplaying as Virgil. I wouldn't mind cosplaying as a lot of things. Oh man, can you imagine cosplaying as like, oh, we should get like a whole army of cosplayers and just all be Virgil and just start parading across the street. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be to the people who know that franchise? They just see all these Virgils walking across the street. And you just have that one meme of like that pink guy going, he's just standing there menacingly. Oh, that would be way too funny. What would be one character you would be terrified to see an army of like that? Oh man. Let's see. I am literally trying to build a Dante cosplay. Good luck. Good luck. I think you could pull it off. I believe in you. Don't forget the pizza. Definitely don't forget the pizza. What were your thoughts actually on the oh my Arceus, why is this not going on? It got away from me. What did you think of the Devil May Cry anime actually? I'm curious what you may think. Cause I watched the anime and it wasn't like bad or anything. I just kind of wish I had better quality. Cause the ones that I saw on YouTube weren't the greatest quality. Teabagging? I don't know what you're talking about, Infinite. I totally would never do such a thing. No, I'm kidding. I always do that. I always do. Yeah, I always do that over the Pokeballs. Every time I try and catch one. If I'm near it, I'll teabag on it. Oh, man. Let's go over here. Patrick. Oh, is that the name of the pink guy? Is that what his name is? I'm sorry, I have a really hard time remembering his name. Like, I know his looks, but I always have a hard time remembering names. I even have a hard time remembering, like, names of, like, my friends that I make. So oftentimes, I either call them by the username that they have on Discord, or I, like, call them by a nickname. It's so funny. It's just so funny. And oh my goodness, how I make the nicknames sometimes are very funny. Like, I have a few friends which I would just take one look at their outfit and I'd be like, oh, you have this and that on it, so I'm gonna nickname you this, you know? And that's kind of how I come up with it. I actually watched it with Kato together, all 12 episodes in one night. We thought it was really awesome. Fan service was lackluster, but that wasn't necessarily... Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, thanks so much for the head pads. I appreciate that a whole lot. Thank you. They mean a whole lot to me. Let's see. There's so many different things to go on about. I recognize Legends Arceus as a true Diamond Pro remix, even though it's not actually a remake. You know what? I am 100% with you. That's how I feel too. Legends Arceus to me really is a remake because it really gave Giratina like some really cool animations. I mean, come on, you can't tell me Shadow Force in this game doesn't look so cool. Like, it is the best looking animation in this game in my opinion. The best move animation. I'm done drawing the primarily ice Arceus. Me saying Arceus instead of Lapras. Ah yes, Lapras is indeed the new Arceus. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, feel free to send it to me. I'll show it on the stream. I would love to see. And also because Giratina's theme in Legends Arceus is really what I had imagined the remake to be. When you listen to it on, you know, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't have the power that, like, it was supposed to have. Because everything has too much ambience. You listen to everything in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and it has way too much ambience, too much echo. It doesn't sound good at all. The soundtrack sucks. The only songs, like the only themes that were somewhat good in there were for the Slate Legendaries. Like the two different legendary themes that they did. Like the boss legendaries and then the Slate Legendaries. They had two different themes for them. And it just sounds better in my opinion because it only sounds good because it's a mixture of every single... Well, I shouldn't say every single, but it's a mixture of several legendary themes, and I think that's genuinely cool. Pokemon Legends Lapras, imagine. And we have legendaries in BDSP that are so tiny when they follow. Yeah, I don't like it. I wish it was full scale. Like, to me, that was a downgrade. Because Pokemon had evolved so much to where you had full-scaled characters, and for you to suddenly bring back Chibis didn't make sense to me. Or rather, Game Freak, I should say, not you. Sorry, I apologize. It's a habit. But, you know, for them to bring back Chibis did not make any sense. You know, if it was like the type of Chibis that they had in Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, I'd be okay with it. That's fine. Or even the ones in X and Y, that's fine. Because at least you have a decent sized scale to work with. But to just go that small and ugly looking, I didn't like it. It looks bad. And when you try to have it walk with other Pokemon, it don't work. It just doesn't work. And not only that, but they did not improve the story. I wanted them to add a little bit more. Like, it should have been more. That's what a remake is all about. You're supposed to make a little bit of minor changes and like make it stand out more, you know? Like Auras, because Auras was a really good remake. I really liked Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I just don't like the fact that they got rid of the Battle Frontier and stuff. I do miss that, but other than that, like, it rocks. It's good. Yeah, Let's Go didn't deserve the hate looking back at it. It wasn't as that bad. Same with Sword and Shield. Honestly, Sword and Shield had its flaws. It had a lot of flaws, and I don't like Dynamaxing. I don't like a lot of the mechanics, but graphics-wise, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't too bad. There was a lot of stuff I kind of wish that were in it and like fixed, but that's kind of just a given. Alright, BDSP is more of a remaster than a remake. It really is. It's not, it's just bad overall. It doesn't look that good, and honestly, the grass is too bright. The layouts don't look that great. It just isn't shaded right and looks very, very awkward and very uneasy. At least to me. But I also want to point this out, guys. I also really want to point this out. If you guys enjoy the game, this is not directed towards you. You are fully welcome to enjoy the game. In fact, I encourage you to. I'm glad that you can find enjoyment in those kinds of games. But for me, it's just not the game for me. I'm not a fan of it. But you are completely entitled to have your own choice of enjoying it and enjoying it, okay? Like, in playing it, I mean. You are more than welcome to. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying it and liking it. Alright, let me go ahead and catch up on some chat when I release all of these. Here we go. Let's see here. It looked like you were teabagging and then popped the firework. That's kind of the point. Yeah, that chibi thing was a huge step backwards. I mean, wasn't the entire humanizing evolution for the protagonist to make them closer to anime? Then why go back, bro? Yeah. Yeah, you completely summarized it. Yep, that's true. The thing that sums up BDSP for me is that they gave Dawn and Lucas full competitive teams that suit them and change it based on your starter, but doesn't give them defeat animations. Yeah, that sucks. Honestly, I'm really not a fan of the fact that every time you went into a battle, it was kind of like a still frame. I don't like that. Especially considering that in Diamond and Pearl, like, I know that they did that, where it was a still frame and all that, but in Platinum, improved that. I wholeheartedly really like the animation of Barry when you actually battle against Barry. When you enter the battle, he like stomps his feet on the ground and like stands upright, and I think that's the most funniest thing that he has done. I love that animation wholeheartedly, and it suits him so well. It really suits his character because he's always in a rush. And I genuinely liked that they did that. I just really, really miss those animations. I want the animations back. I wanted to see the distortion world. The distortion world especially was the main thing I wanted. It was the thing I wanted the most in a Diamond Pearl Platinum remake. That's what I was looking forward to the most. And they did not deliver the distortion world. The thing that Gen 4 is most well known for. Why? Why would you just literally make us sad like that? It made me so sad, guys. It really made me sad. Lapras is sent. Okay, bet. Let me go ahead and download it. Let me see. Oh my goodness, that is pretty. I like this. Let me go ahead and send this real quick. Alright, save it, I mean. And let's go over here. And I'll go ahead and show it on the stream now, guys, so you can see what you can see this Lapras. To be honest, I also didn't like the art style and of the anime after X and Y. What was wrong with the way Ash looked like Earth? I don't know. I was not a fan of Sun and Moon's art style, but I mean, it's, yeah. Anyways, guys, take a look at this. This is Bootleg's primarily Ice-type Lapras. Doesn't this look amazing? I think Bootleg really did a good job here on captivating the entirety of Ice typing, a primarily Ice Lapras. I really like the way that she drew like the whole shell here, and how all the spikes, or like the things that was on the shell, became ice cubes, like ice-like crystals. And I like that they also added like the ice on the ears, and the way that the fins kind of look, you know, the spikes on the fins. I'm not sure what the term is for that, but I really genuinely like this. Yeah, great going, Bootleg. This looks cool. It looks really good. Great going, Bootleg. Oh man. Let's see. Alright, let me go ahead and continue this hunt real quick. Yeah, great going, 100%. Well, I should probably buy more Pokeballs, come to think of it. Yeah, I need to buy more Pokeballs, 100%. I'm very low on Pokeballs. Let's go ahead and buy some. Alright. So let's go ahead and get like 100. 150, that sounds good. Alright, so I should probably do 2 resting. I'm not sure if I did before, but let's go ahead and do it just in case. Alright. Here we are. Perfect, perfect. What's something you'd most want from a black and white remake or Unova Legends game? Not counting the original dragon. Darn it! I can't count the original dragon? Darn it, darn it, darn it. I want content. I want content of how Ingo ended up in Legends Arceus. That's what I want to see. When they come out with a black and white remake and whatnot, I actually want to see what happens to Ingo. I want to know how he ended up here. Oh my goodness, the fog is so thick. Okay. But yeah, I want to see the consequences of what happens, and I want to see him reunited with his brother. I want to see Ingo return. That's what I want to see. Oh man. Does anyone know if Legends Arceus came out before or after BDSP? I can't remember. What do you guys think? When did it come out? Oh, I forgot. I need someone to look it up for me. Alright. I made myself a regional form for the Magnemite line, being based on the shock crystals from the electric cave in black and white. That is such a cool thing. Do you have art of it or something? That's really cool. But that's a brilliant idea, 100%. Oh, it came after or before? Okay, I see MB said, I think before. And then I see that Infinite said came after. I'm not sure. I might have to look it up, but I don't want to take time to look it up. I only ask because I'm trying to think here of like the time frame, you know? Because like if it came out after, it would kind of make sense because it was taken before. Oh right, I remember when I talked about with a friend about it, mainly just yeah, I can't remember if it came before or after. It would kind of make more sense if it came after because it's all about like, you know, Lucas or Dawn, whoever it was, and Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, you know, the way that they conquer or handle Dialga and Palkia and whatnot, like, they get thrown into this ancient time and now they're stuck here. Which is funny when you think about it, because it's like Arceus threw you down here and then just says, no, you can't go back. Bruh. But why? I drew the Magnemite forms back in June. Really? Really? Alright. I would love to see that. You should send them to me. Arceus came way after. Okay, so it does make sense then. That makes sense then. Alright, let's see. Because I remember they came out the same year. 3 months after? Okay. Thanks for searching that up and learning about it. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a whole lot. That makes sense then, yeah. That makes sense. Imagine if the Battle Subway is just not the remakes, because Ingo's gone and Emmett's too sad about, oh man, that would hurt. That would honestly hurt. I really wish they would have like a side quest. Like if that was the case actually, and you have a Legends Arceus save file, you can reunite them. Cause you would be able to activate like a small event to where you could actually have Ingo return and slowly gain his memories back and like, you know, you just kind of see Emmett break down and is happy to have him back and whatnot. Like, that would literally make me cry, no cap. I would literally cry if that were to happen, no lie. Like, I want to see him reunite. I want to see the reunion of the brothers and like, just Emmett finally getting relief and just, oh man, there's so much I could say, but I don't know the right words to say because it's a really hard thing to go on about. It's so sad, man. I want them to reunite. I want to know what happened. Next up is primary dark type Midnight Lycanroc. Really? Lycanroc's actually pure rock in all of its forms. So it'll be interesting to see it as a dark type. No idea how I'm gonna do that, but I'll make it. We bet. I wish you the best of luck. I believe in you. I know for a fact you can pull it off. Oh man. Let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully we can get a shiny. Come on. I believe. Is this game fun? 100%. Welcome to the stream, MK. Welcome. And yes, the game is very fun. I genuinely enjoy this game a whole lot. The storyline is nice. The animations are nice. I like it a whole lot. So it's definitely a game, like a Pokemon game, I would 100% recommend. But it's also got, like, it requires a little bit too, because some of the Pokemon in this game do actually attack you, so I would be very careful. Especially since some of the boss fights can be kind of difficult. So it depends on the kind of difficulty you would want, like, and whatnot. Because sometimes a game like this can be too hard for certain people. But honestly, I enjoy it a whole lot. Alright, let's see. Okay, that one ran away. That's fine. Alright, let's go back here. Well, I posted my drawings in the art channel. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at it here in a second. I definitely will, and I'll be sure to show it too, because I would love to see it. It'd be like a Mon/Luzamine situation where Ingo never remembers. No, I don't want it to be like that. I don't want it to be like that. But Ingo would remember because he did talk about someone who looked like him. So I think he would remember, but not very well. But I would be so sad if that was the case, man. Thinking about that hurts my soul. Oh. Let's go ahead and see this. Oh, Magneton. Oh, wow, you have 3 different drawings here. Let me go ahead and save each one. 1 second. I'll go ahead and show it. Ah! No! Don't do that to me! Okay, sorry about that. No! I did it again! No! Why? Okay, here we go. Sorry about that technical difficulties there. Alright, here we go. Here we are. Alright, I saved each one. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at it. Go ahead and show them on the stream. Here we are. Okay, here we go. I can add them here. Would it make you feel better or worse if Legends Ingo came from a timeline where Unova was destroyed? It would make me feel worse. Don't make me think about that, Delta. How could you? Oh my goodness, why is this so large? What? Why did it become this big? Holy Arceus. Ah! I'm sorry, I'm trying to shrink it. Why did I say shrink it? I meant shrink. You know what, guys? This is even further proof that English sucks. Oh, man. That's what she said. Really, Bootleg? Really? I can't believe the amount of betrayal you just did. Okay, here we go, guys. Take a look at this. This is super cool. Look at this. Unown Magnemite. And I'm going to go through each one, guys. So this one actually looks really cool. I could definitely see the inspiration from Chargestone Cave. That is such a cool idea. And then the next evolution here. Here we go. Magneton. Really cool looking. I love this idea. And then last but not least, we also have the final evolution. And you can really see the inspiration here. And I genuinely love how they captured it. I like how they have the electricity going wild here and how they're in the shape of crystals with the eyes in the middle. That's so cool. And then they have this one here, which also looks pretty darn cool. I really love how you put the little crystals as like the hands. And you've got the crystals going all over the place. That's so cool, man. Brilliant, brilliant idea. Good job. That's great. So props to Infinite here for actually drawing this stuff. Super, super cool. I mean, that's the whole line, too. That's pretty impressive to actually draw all 3. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Alright, let me open up this and continue on. Here we are. So, did I rest twice? Let me rest twice. Alright. But then there wouldn't be an Emmett to miss him. But that's implying that Emmett would no longer be around because he would be destroyed with the region. No! How dare you, Delta? I can't believe you would even think of something like that. That's so sad. Why? You make me sad, man. But I have no right to judge or say that, to be honest. I honestly have no right to say that because let's be honest here. I write a lot of sad stories, like a whole lot of sad stories. I think a while back I actually wrote something about Ingo and Emmett. Let me go ahead and actually pull it up real quick. I'm going to see if I have it still and whatnot. I think I do because I remember posting it. And hello, I didn't know that was an alpha. Well, you see Alpha Unknown. Please don't attack me. You're staying in the ball. Good. Oh, Arceus, why? Darn it. Oh, they all ran away. Rip. That didn't go far enough. Get over here, you. That legitimately startled me, guys. I'm sorry about that. That startled me. I was like, oh, hello. Hello, Alpha. Oh, man, that startled me. Yeah, but I've actually written like a few sad things. Let me see. Yeah, I just thought of that. Makes me wonder why Game Freak didn't think of this would be been the perfect time to introduce regionals. Yeah, honestly, I don't really blame them though, because maybe at the time they didn't think of it. And then it was just something that came to them during like the 3DS days. Let me look up here about what I wrote a long time ago. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. I wrote a few things actually. Let me see which one I want to read, because I can't read both during this stream. I don't want to read both because some of them can be somewhat long and I don't want to do that for sure. So let me open up my notes here and see if it's in here. No, I don't have this here. Here we go. So I guess I'll just read this one. I don't wait, hold on. Unless I didn't check for this. I'm gonna keep looking, okay? I really hope I posted it. Oh, I don't think I posted it. Man, I don't think I posted it. No! Here it goes. Oh, this was it. Okay, I'm gonna read you guys this. This is one of them. Here you guys go. I am Emmett, the younger brother of Ingo and one of the subway bosses, or so I used to be. How I miss you, brother. Without you, the destination ahead is blurred. I can't forget what happened that night. We battled together and came out victorious, but then a bright black lightning bolt struck the subway station and engulfed you. And as I reached out to you, screaming your name, you gazed back and raised your hand towards me. You showed to be confused. I'm sure that lightning is to blame. I remember that your last words before vanishing were, "Who are you?" Before you vanished through white particles before my eyes. I fell onto the floor and screamed your name. The tears that flowed afterwards streamed down my face onto the floor. Standing upright, I could only gaze on in both sadness and bafflement. How could I run this train station without you? You always took the lead while I supported you to ensure victory. I feel incomplete without you, but I have hope that one day our paths may cross again. What'd you guys think? I actually wrote that myself. Oh man, that was my speculation of what happened. I was coping, okay? So I ended up writing a whole lot of stuff about Ingo and Emmett because I was coping. I was trying my best to cope, and so I just wrote a bunch of stuff. Oh man. Also, welcome to the stream, Greninja. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. That's deep. Yes, thank you. It is supposed to be deep because it hurts my soul. When I learned about what happened to Ingo, I was so sad. I just couldn't get in the ball. I was just genuinely upset. I was like, I can't believe that they did that. Not bad? What do you mean not bad? Wow. Is my writing not good enough for you? How could you? Man. Alright, let me get these guys. I swear, the question mark and the exclamation point literally are complete moods. I love them so much. They are my favorite unknowns, and I really hope I can get a shiny one of them soon. Oh, man. Yeah, I just thought of that. Makes me wonder why Game Freak didn't think... Oh, they're mine. I already read that earlier. My bad, my bad. Regionals didn't become a thing until Sun and Moon, makes me wonder what it would be like if regionals came early, like in Ruby and Sapphire. 100%. It makes you wonder what kind of regionals they would have come up with earlier. Legend Greninja has a point. Imagine if regional forms became an idea early Gen 3. That would be so cool. That would honestly be really cool. But at the same time, it's also kind of hard to implement too when you think about it, because there would be so much to cover. And the DS and Game Boy Advance can only handle so much. They weren't very advanced and they didn't have like a whole lot of memory on them. So it was kind of hard to implement when you think about it. Especially with how many Pokemon are in that game, because you also have to consider that they include the Pokemon from generations 2 and below and so forth. So it's hard to fit all of that into the memory, which is why they may not have actually implemented it early, just because there's so many Pokemon they had to remember and implement. So they probably had to narrow down what Pokemon to add and what Pokemon to have. That's probably why they didn't have it at an earlier time. But then when the 3DSs came out, they realized how much memory and stuff that had and said, yep, we can do regional forms here because it can handle it. And so they just added them in. Now, why they didn't do it in X and Y is a bigger question. Because if the 3DS could handle it, they would have been able to do it in previous games, but it probably didn't come to their mind. That's at least my estimation. Because the whole idea of regional forms was like really big at the time and very interesting. Alright. Let's see. Man. I want to see a regional form for a legendary. I want to see that happen. I mean, obviously we have Walking Wake and all that, but I don't really think that counts as a regional form. You get what I mean? That's not really a regional form. But I would like to see, like, actual regional forms for legendaries. Like, what would Ho-Oh look like in a regional form? What would Reshiram and Zekrom look like? What would Kyurem look like? What would all of the legendaries look like? I would love to see that. That would be super, super cool. There's actually a ROM hack of Emerald called Blazing Emerald where they added Hoennian forms. Really? Oh, Galarian birds do exist, I guess, but most of them aren't really the best designed in my opinion. And their typings are dumb. Okay, it should have been electric fighting. Zapdos should have been electric fighting, okay? And then Articuno should have been... Hello? Articuno should have been Ice and Psychic, and then Moltres should have been Fire Dark, so on and so forth. I just don't understand their choices for the typings. It doesn't make sense for all of them to have Flying type, especially considering that literally the entire time Galarian Articuno was in an icy area and never left the icy area. So guess what? You get hail damage. Congratulations, the Pokemon you were trying to catch, you can't even lower its HP because it's in the middle of hail and getting damaged by it. Ah, that was so annoying. I hated that so much. I only like the Moltres, the red and black looked awesome. It really does look awesome. Personally, the only one I really liked was Galarian Zapdos, just because I really love Roadrunners, and I thought that was super cool. I mean, you have a dang Roadrunner. A Roadrunner. That is so cool. Nobody, like, I never saw any Pokemon based off of a Roadrunner, and I wanted to see one so bad for so long, and I was like, yeah, Roadrunner, let's go. You know? Because I think Roadrunners are the coolest thing. I love those birds so much. They're funny looking. And the way that they run is so neat. They are the only known bird to run. And then, I don't even know if they can fly. Like, they just straight up run and they never fly. We have ping ones that never fly. Because they can't fly, but they swim. And I think they're the only known bird to swim. Wait, no, not technically, because you have ducks and geese. So they technically swim too, I guess. But they're cool. They're really neat. Ah! Get over here. Stop running in an odd way. I can't catch it. Bye. Why? They all just run. No. You guys never saw that. I didn't struggle. Not at all. They do fly. Also, ostriches and other flightless birds are known to... Really? Ostriches run? I mean, I thought they only, like, walked, and I thought they could actually, like... Well, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I thought they could straight up fly. Now we just need a coyote Pokemon. That's true. What about a hyena? Wait, I mean, I guess we have Mightyena, but I don't think it counts as a hyena. I don't know. It doesn't have, like, the hunched back and whatnot. The Galarian Zapdos looks sick. Yeah, for real. Then we need a Triceratops. I don't know how to pronounce that. Fossil Pokemon. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh, man. Roadrunners and Basilisk lizards are both super cool. Those would be good choices for desert-themed starters, and a coyote would be the third starter type. Yeah, 100%. That would be really cool. I agree with you there. That would be neat to see. Oh, man. There are so many really cool Pokemon ideas out there. I still have some of my sandwich left, so I'm probably gonna eat that, nibble at that while I'm hunting. What is your guys' favorite kind of sandwich? I want to know. Like, what is everyone's favorite kind of sandwich? Because for me, it's club sandwiches. I like them a whole lot, but I also like Italian sandwiches like this one that I'm eating right now. There's so many good sandwiches out there. Oh, speaking of, a long while back, I went to a place called Firehouse Subs, and they started selling sandwiches like that are pizza, like pizza subs. I never tried it, but it was a sign of like their newest item. I thought it was interesting, so I might try it later on. When I do try it, I'll let you guys know how it was. It's just the Firehouse sub is like super expensive, but their sandwiches are super good quality, so it makes sense. Honestly, I like them more than I like Subway. Subway is not the greatest to me. It's not bad, it's still good. I just think at Firehouse Subs is better. I like that place a lot. Let's see. Maybe Paradox Entei will be a... Yeah, it probably will, come to think of it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I don't really like the new Raikou form, though. Paradox Raikou looks so weird to me. I don't like it. I don't really like any of them right now. I don't even like Walking Wake. It just looks weird to me. I'm not the greatest fan of it. Oh, man. Wait, no, Lapras is that... What do you mean? I'm confused. And Emas, don't forget Emas. Yeah, true. I actually, yeah. The classic PB&Js. You can't go wrong with PB&J, that's for sure. I don't really eat sandwiches, but I do like chicken sandwiches, even though they are actually burgers with the wrong title. Fair. Fair. Very much fair. But yeah, chicken sandwiches are good. I like them. Oh man. Let's see. No more in here. Why? I thought I rested twice. I swear sometimes it's like 50-50. I honestly think that the Paradox Pokemon will be able to fuse together. Maybe that's just me, but I do think, I have a feeling, I'm not gonna spoil it, but let's just say there's something in the coding of Scarlet and Violet that really makes me think that they might fuse together, the three of them. And when they fuse together, they look like the one that's in the Scarlet and Violet book. That would be so cool. Because the last time we had a fusing Pokemon was like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon with Necrozma, Duskmane, and Dawnwings. So like, that would literally be super cool. Oh man. I would really like to see that too. I think that would be super neat. Let me see. Its mane is so cool to me. Yeah. I have an attachment to Entei as well, but my favorite of the three is Suicune, but I do have a little bit of an attachment to Entei, mainly because I saw the movie, you know, Spell of the Unknown. That movie was super dark, but it really made me feel kind of attached to Entei because of the whole situation that Molly went through. Like, that movie was so dark, but so good. I love the animation in it, the battles, everything was really well built up. It was really well built up, and also really sad. But I'm glad at the end that Molly was reunited with her father. That made me happy. I was so glad. I was like, thank Arceus, you were reunited. Oh my goodness. And the way that they got so attached at the Entei. The Entei was willing to sacrifice itself. Oh my goodness. It was so sad, man. Why are so many of the older Pokemon movies all about, like, sacrificing oneself? Why? With Latios and then, you know, Lucario and then Entei, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys, why? Why do you consistently make movies about sacrificing a Pokemon? Why? They get so attached, man. That was a great movie. Yes, it really was. It really was. It seems the future forms are just a lot better than the ancient designs from. I don't know about that one, to be honest. I don't fully agree with that in my opinion. That's just my opinion though. It's just because I don't like either of them. None of them look good. The Paradox Future ones just don't look that intriguing. They look dead. I mean, I get that they're robots and whatnot, but like, I kind of wish they would move a bit more, because you have Pokemon that are robots that move a whole lot more than them, you know? Because you have like Metagross, and then you have Magearna, and then you have like, there's plenty of actual, you know, machine things. Heck, even Porygon Z, who was man-made and digital, moves a whole lot and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just wasn't the biggest fan. I wish they moved more. And they say Mewtwo Strikes Back was dark. Mewtwo Strikes Back was somewhat dark, but not nearly as dark as like several of the other ones. I do love that one of the quotes in Mewtwo Strikes Back, when you hear it, it kind of gives you goosebumps, where it's just like, I was told to create the world's strongest Pokemon, and we succeeded. Or however the quote went on. I apologize if I didn't say the quote correctly, but like, man, that one quote sent like goosebumps through me. Cause that's just crazy. Imagine creating the world's strongest Pokemon and succeeding and then seeing how destructive it is. That's terrifying. Like, actively terrifying. Since we were talking about movies, who do you think was what do you think? Oh my goodness, I can't. So we were talking about movies. Who you think was your favorite and best movie villain? My favorite movie, Pokemon movie, has to be Pokemon 2000. Love Pokemon 2000 a whole lot. Best movie villain, that's tough to say, honestly. That's really tough to say. I'm not really sure how to say like which one's my favorite villain from the movies, considering that there were so many of them. But if I had to choose just one, I would say I kind of really liked the girls in the Latios and Latias movie, like Pokemon Heroes, the Team Rocket girls there. I forget their names, but they were super cool and I love their designs because their designs contrasted one another and the chemistry between them just worked. So that's who I would have to say, for sure. My favorite movie was 3, but I like the villain from 2000. Yeah. I don't know why I was about to like mess up saying that. I can't speak today. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the villain from 2000 was really cool. I like that he was a collector and I love the build up to him. I just would have liked it more. I really would have liked him more if the protagonist was like a complete contrast of him, because the one problem I have with Pokemon 2000 was that the director was not allowed to do what he originally planned. And his original plan for Pokemon 2000 was actually to have a completely new protagonist in the movie. It was not meant to be Ash, but he was forced to implement Ash because the people who were working on the project with him kept insisting that the movie needed Ash in it. And I really think that the storyline and the build-up would have been a whole lot better, especially the contrast between the villain and the hero, if the director was able to actually do what he wanted. And not to mention that he always said on his blog that he was also sad that Lugia was actually voiced by a guy, because he had intended for Lugia to be voiced by a female, which is why in my comic dubs that you see on YouTube, you will always realize that the voice for Lugia will always be female. And this is solely because I want to go with the director's wishes and ideals and, you know, what he really wanted to do. That was the whole plan. Let's see. Strongest until he has to face Arceus, yeah. Yeah. Also, don't worry about typing fast. That's perfectly fine, Infinite. Don't worry about your mistakes. Don't worry, I get what you mean. But yeah, that's just me. Personally, I really think it just kind of fits. I kind of prefer Lugia kind of being the female. Because it fits. It works. Dr. Zed from Secrets of the Jungle. I was not a fan of that movie. I went to go watch it, but I was not really a fan of it. I didn't really care for it too much. That movie wasn't the greatest in my opinion. At least in my opinion, I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. But if you were, that's wonderful. I'm glad. Alright, let me... Does anyone else notice that the new protagonist, Liko, in Pokemon Horizons looks a lot like my character? Like, if you guys actually were to compare her character to mine here, you'll notice that the spike that she has on, like, the right side of her hair is in the exact same spot that the hair spike on my character's hair is. You'll also notice that the bangs that she has down, like, and curled are in the same exact positions as mine. And the way that they're shaped too is very, very, very similar. And the black and blue hair too, that also is a lot like my character. The fact that she also has like the strand of hair that connects over to the other bang, like my character, is also there. I don't know. The more you look at the main character, the more you realize how much it looks alike to my character. It's crazy. Even the placement of the Brett is the same. It's crazy to me. I mean, the more I look at her, the more I'm like, why do you look so much like my character? Why do you literally look like my character? Explain. Oh my goodness. That was a good timing. That was good. That was good, Delta. What did you think of the Detective Pikachu movie? I did see it, and honestly, it wasn't bad. I thought it was kind of neat how realistic they made each individual Pokemon. I thought that was very interesting. But I also kind of felt like the storyline didn't make sense. It was really weird and bizarre to me. I didn't like the storyline at all. It had potential, and I thought it could have been really cool if Pikachu was like, I don't know. I thought it was weird that they could talk and whatnot. It was just weird. It made me feel uneasy, and like it felt so out of place that it didn't feel like a real Pokemon movie, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think it should have been a Pokemon movie. It was really bizarre. So I wasn't really a huge fan of it at all. This Lycanroc so far looks like a fusion between Midnight Lycanroc and a very toned down Hisuian Zoroark. Oh my goodness, I would love to see that. On Annie and Oakley, the Rocket Girls were pretty cool. Oh, that's the names of them. Yeah, they were super cool. I really love their designs. I love their contrast and chemistry. They were just really good villains in my opinion. 100%. Alright, let me... Alright. Let's go ahead and see here. Can we get a shiny today, please? I've been at this for an hour and a half, but I still have yet to get a single shiny. Come on. Really? It was a solid okay. Really? Yeah. Oh, now I know. Oh, now I know what you were talking about. Sorry about that. I thought we were still talking about Annie and Oakley. I was like, they're a solid okay, but then I realized you were actually talking about the Detective Pikachu movie, and I actually agree with you there. 100%. It was okay. What if they were anime exclusive admins in the main series? I just thought they were really cool. Overall, just neat. Now, if I had to tell you a movie that I really don't like, it's the Diancie movie. Honestly, literally, Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction was nothing but a disappointment to me. I did not like that. Because I'm sorry, when I watch a Pokemon movie, I would like to watch an actual Pokemon movie. I don't want to watch a movie that's 90% about dressing up a Pokemon in a mall. Really? And then the Cocoon of Destruction got like 2 minutes screen time. Are you serious? It's not even about the Cocoon of Destruction now. Why not call it Diancie's Fun Day Dress Up Day or some crap? You know? Diancie's Dress Up Day in the Mall. That's the new name of the movie, guys. I just did not like that. It was so bad. I didn't like it at all. Bad, bad. Man. Let me go ahead and put this in here. We'll keep going. There's just many movies that just didn't really do it for me. I didn't really like it at all. Not to say it was like, you know, the animation wasn't good. The animation was good, but for me, when I watch a movie and when I watch anime, I'm mainly there for the story and not really the animation. Like, the animation at least has to be decent, okay? It at least has to be decent. I'm not there for just solid pictures. Like, just picture after picture, like just 5 frames of the, like 50 frames of the same picture, and then like no movement, nothing. Like no blinking or anything. That's not what I'm there for. I'm there for actually seeing like some decent animation and a good storyline. That's what I want in a movie. That didn't make sense though. That movie was awful. Yeah, for real. And it was on a whole journey to search for Xerneas, or like Xerneas. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to not saying the X. But like, come on. Go on a search for it. Actually go on a whole journey for it. Don't spend 90% of the movie on dressing up a Pokemon, please. I don't want to see that, okay? Oh man. The shiny really doesn't want to show up. Holy Arceus, why? Man, this is like Arceus saying, oh well, you didn't like seeing Diancie dress up? Well, too bad. You're not getting your shiny now. Man. Hey, get over here. Stay in the ball. There we go, perfect. Alright, now we get to get this last one and continue. Don't you dare run. Don't run. That never happened, guys. You guys didn't see that. Oh, man. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay. My favorite part was when the cocoon said it's destruction time and destruction all over the city. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh man. AKA Avigalon had a really interesting story, in my opinion. Traumatic to watch, but very interesting. As long as it's interesting, that's all that counts. If Sun and Moon got movies for the legendaries instead of making an arc in the main series, I can see it being called Sun and Moon, the Solgaleo and the Eclipse. That'd be kind of cool, actually. That would be kind of cool. I really wish that they got movies too, to be honest. Because I would have liked seeing a movie dedicated to Necrozma and the whole storyline of Necrozma. You know, one part of the anime I genuinely enjoyed in Sun and Moon, though, was actually when they were in the Ultra Beast, like the Ultra Wormhole, and they met with Nog and Adele. And Nog and Adele was telling them the story of Necrozma. I thought that was super interesting how that Nog and Adele could actually communicate with them. That was so cool, and the way that it looked and everything, I don't know why, it just stuck out to me. I really liked it a whole lot. Literally stepping on its Pokeball to keep it closed. That poor whatever do you mean? No, I would never do such a thing. Did you tell them, Unown? How dare you? Don't ever tell them again. Never tell them what I do to make you stay in the ball. Alright, you're supposed to be like Nebby and stay in the bag. I mean, what? Oh, man. The Unown is fine. The Unown's fine, guys. It's fine. Okay. Hopefully we can get the shiny. I believe. I have hope that we can get it before the live stream has to end. I have hope. Alright. Also, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you're enjoying what you're watching so far. Don't forget. Alright, let me go ahead and jump over this and continue on. Alright. Or if you're watching on Twitch or Kick, you can drop a follow. Drop thy follow. Or else you get no cookies for the rest of the month. No cookies. Man. I really want to actually bake some more. I haven't baked in a little while. I don't know what I feel like baking though, because last time I made like some cupcakes and then, you know, I haven't really baked much. I made some pancakes a little while back while the power outage was going on. we hooked up the stove and I made some pancakes for my family since we couldn't open the fridge or anything. So we couldn't have cereal or any of that because my entire area didn't have power. So I made everybody pancakes to eat. You'd think Naganadel was not gonna tell them anything. Okay, that was good. I'm not gonna lie, I actually nicknamed my Naganadel Not Gonna Bother. I love that. And the story behind that, by the way, the story behind that actually was because I was getting frustrated because I didn't know what to nickname my Naganadel. So I was gonna say, I literally said, I'm not gonna bother with its nickname. Wait a minute, not gonna bother. This is perfect. So that's what I named it, Not Gonna Bother. And I love that so much. Is making pancakes considered baking or frying? I don't know, just yes. Thunder is the only person who could say like and subscribe and not get on my nerves. Yeah, yeah. I only say that one time. I don't really like it when people are redundant and say that multiple times. As long as you say it just one time instead of saying it like crazy, it just, don't do that. Don't say it a billion times. Because at the end of the day, it's everyone's choice whether they want to or not. And I respect their choice. In fact, I appreciate them just tuning in and listening to me. That honestly makes my day, knowing that people are watching what I'm doing and genuinely enjoying it. That's all it makes for me. That's all it takes. I mean, as long as they just pop in, I'm just glad to be entertaining to them. That's the whole goal here. That's my whole goal. Alright. For Journeys, I'd call it Pokemon Journeys Eternatus and the Darkest Day. Honestly, that would be kind of cool. I really would like to see a movie about the Darkest Day. They rushed the storyline in Sword and Shield. They really rushed the storyline. Because Sword and Shield had a lot of potential, but what really made it go downfall was just that the story was rushed. It didn't really have the greatest music, and everything just wasn't really like built up correctly. I really think they could have done more, and it had a lot of potential. But I think that potential wasn't fully realized at the time. I never end a video with like a subscribe. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Never end it. For me, I usually say it while it's in the middle of it, like when it's somewhat close to ending, but not right at the ending. Because most people, the reason why, let me tell you the reason why I usually say it before I end it, like way before I end it, several minutes before I end it. The reason behind that is because as soon as people hear it, they can just turn away and swipe away. Like they can just turn it off and be like, nope, I'm done. Like they don't have to hear it and whatnot, which most people do. But if you end up saying it in the middle of the video, or you say it like, you know, at a normal volume, or like you casually implement it in, it works because they end up staying since they can still, there's still stuff going on. And you only need to say it once. At least that's what my opinion is. That's what I believe it on. Maybe that's just my opinion, but that's just how I see it. It's smarter to do that. Also, thanks so much for the head pats. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know if it popped up on the screen or not. I didn't see it if it did, but I really appreciate that. Several weeks before, I'm sorry if I said several weeks. No, that's not what I meant. I meant like minutes and whatnot before it. What has become of me? I used to waste my channel points to make Thunder drink water. Now I'm saving for head pats. No, save for head pats. Keep saving for head pats, please. I want more head pats. I don't want to drink water. I cry if you make me drink water. Man, I really need to set up the animations and things for later, because depending on how loud my voice gets, I have a way to actually toggle different emotions and whatnot on my character. I just need to like set it up. It'll take a bit of time to set it up, but I actually can toggle different emotions. Thanks to Bootleg for making it all possible, because this art is beautifully done by Bootleg. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Alright. No unknowns yet. Let me go ahead and risk some more. Bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and put it in a pancake. I could not do that at the time. I really wish I could have, but again, like I said before, we really couldn't, considering that the power was out and we didn't want to open up the fridge that had the bacon in it, because it would have gone bad. Alright. Let me go ahead and rest one more time and hopefully it'll spawn some more. Oh my goodness, this soda, man. I think the carbonation's getting to me. I feel like I'm on the verge of having hiccups and I'm just like, I don't want hiccups, please. No hiccups, please. Oh man. No shinies yet, but I'm not giving up. Cause I believe and I have hope. Let's see. Oh, it's from I have never seen that. I wouldn't know that, Greninja. I wouldn't know that. I've never seen it before. Most people always call me out. They're like, you never seen this or that, but most people don't realize that, like, I didn't grow up with cable. I mean, like, I didn't grow up with, like, the TV shows and whatnot. I didn't have that. All we had was Netflix, and 90% of the time my parents would be using the TV to watch whatever they wanted while I was on my DS. So, like, you know, I didn't see all that old stuff. I gotta send you this. Okay, go for it. I'm glad that you enjoyed that, Infinite. Also, welcome to the stream, Laureen. I apologize if I mispronounced that, but welcome. It's great to have you here. Today we are just shiny hunting for some unknown letters, the question mark, and the exclamation point. Because our goal here is to get every single shiny unknown, which is why this has so many parts to it. Still none yet. Do you want to make a guess on what shiny unknown we'll get first? Oh, whoops, I don't know why I did that. Whoopsie. No one saw that. That didn't happen. Alright, here we go. Stay in the ball. Stay in the ball. Stay in the ball. There we go. Let me go get this last one. Oh, I should probably go and check if I need to release some more, because I have a feeling that both my pastures are full. And the last thing I want is for it to go to my other boxes, because that'll be kind of annoying having to go to, like, the other boxes constantly. Darn it, it got away. No! Alright, that's fine. This will give us time to actually release the unknown, and then we can rest some more. Please don't have both my pastures full. No, they're both full! That means that, like, Cynthia! Oh my goodness, that actually scared me. Oh my god, that came out of nowhere and it was so loud, and I have my headphones up like a whole lot, so like my ears just got destroyed by Cynthia, and that genuinely scared me. Oh my goodness, that really was a Cynthia jump scare. Holy Arceus, what? Oh my goodness. I wasn't prepared for that, what? Why would you scare me like that? Oh man. Now let me go ahead and release these guys. There we go. It's not poop. What do you mean I'm collecting their poop when I release them? It's not. Oh my Arceus, why? Oh right, I need to go get some more Pokeballs too. Let me go get that. How long have you been shiny hunting? An hour and 45 minutes so far. So far, anyway. But that doesn't stop me. I have hope I can get it. I believe in it. Oh, I should probably rest. I gotta remember I gotta rest 2 times. How's the shiny hunt for the alphabet law? It's doing alright so far. It's doing alright. We have yet to get a shiny Unown. We haven't gotten one yet. I do have the shiny charm in case you guys were wondering. Everyone is raised different. Some had cable, some yeah. I had somebody call me an uncultured swine though because I never like watched all the old TV shows, and I was like, man, I didn't grow up with that stuff. What's wrong with you? Oh, hello. How about I not risk getting destroyed by you? Okay, good. It's staying in the ball. Makes it easier for me. Hello. And then you run away. Sad times. Alright, here we go. Got him. Stay in the ball. Perfect. Let's go. Got him. Okay. Let's continue the hunt. Okay. Adventure time isn't that online. Really? I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I moved to the area I'm at right now like 4 years ago. Cause where I was like my whole life, we didn't really watch the old shows, like really old shows. I liked the shiny hunting and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. The wormholes were really fun to go through. 100%. I agree with you. The wormholes were a lot of fun. I really missed the Ultra Wormholes. I think that if they ever did a remake of Sun and Moon, which I can see happening if they're going to be doing a remake of Black and White and then Black and White 2, if they plan on doing a remake of Black and White 2, I don't know. But if they did, I can see it happening. After all, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was pretty similar to Black and White 2. Oh my goodness. Not yet. Oh man. Been drawing an Umbreon and Spearmaster Slug Cat fusion, but I believe I expect people may creep out due to the tail and appearance. I don't think so. I think you should share it anyway. Honestly, there's always going to be people out there who aren't the biggest fan of your art, and there's also going to be people who are a big fan of your art. You're always going to have a 50-50, but you know what? The point of the matter is that you yourself enjoy it, and it's your effort that you put in, and what matters is the people who recognize that you put effort in it. So I don't really think, I don't think people are going to bash on it or anything. And if they do bash on it, I will stand up. I'll say, how dare you? Oh man. Shiny hunting for days, yeah. I would love a remake of Gen 6. You know what, same here, because I feel like X and Y should have gotten a third game. Like, they should have had Z, or at least, some kind of sequel. But X and Y feels very unloved. Like, they just kind of let it be and not really bothered with much of it. I mean, sure, Zygarde got something in Sun and Moon, but still, like, it just doesn't feel right to me that it didn't get its own game or something. It really made me sad. Because Zygarde didn't need to be treated like that. Zygarde deserves more. The Ultra Wormhole method was the best way for easy shinies. Oh my goodness. I got stuck. No. You guys never saw that, okay? That never happened. You guys saw nothing. You understand? That never happened. Oh man. Still no shiny. Holy, Arceus is taking forever to show up. Watch it show up at like the end of the stream or right as I end the stream. I can see that happening. I miss the alpha. I really miss the like alpha sizes in Legends Arceus. I really miss them a whole lot because you see, the alpha, when you throw an app, give me a moment, guys. Apparently, English doesn't want to function. Brain, hello, are you functioning? Okay, the alphas in Scarlet and Violet, when you throw an alpha in there, it only gets like a mark. It doesn't keep its size, and it really makes me sad because I really genuinely love the sizes of them. The sizes were so good. Also, apparently I did need to sip some water. I didn't realize that 18 minutes ago Onyx head used it, sipped some water. So now I have to suffer. Oh man. No matter how many times I take a sip of water, it always tastes bad. Why? Man. Z was actually scrapped apparently. Really? Why? Oh man, I wish I knew why. Do you have any idea why Z was scrapped? They should have made Pokemon Z to go along with X and Y. 100%. They really should have. I wonder why they scrapped it. That makes me sad. I can't believe they scrapped it. What? It's crazy. Man. Hello, unknowns. Oh yeah, another feature I miss is a first-person view. When you hold this down, you get a first-person view. I miss that a whole lot in Scarlet and Violet. I really wish they kept that. Because I think the first-person view is just super nice, especially if you're trying to take photos, you know? Like, not like through the phone thing, because I know they have the phone and whatnot, but like, I mean like when you're traveling through and you want like a really close-up look of your Pokemon, you can go to first-person view, because it always annoys me greatly how the Pokemon kind of fade out when you look at them up close. I don't like that. It annoys me greatly because it's like, please don't do that. I'm trying to get a good look at the Pokemon. I want to see the graphics. I want to see the really well-made graphics in this game. I can't zoom in with my camera. I can't do any of that. So why do you do this to me? I want the first-person view, darn it. Ah, you know? Man. There was apparently going to be 2 more Kalos games, but they scrapped for a number of I wish I knew those reasons. It's so sad. I would have been alright with more Kalos games, to be honest. I hate how they put Zygarde in Sun and Moon with no story. Zygarde is just there. Yeah, I wish we got like a whole cutscene or like a whole story about Zygarde and how he got there and why he has the different cells around and things like that. Like maybe you're trying to save a Zygarde, you know, by gathering up the cells. That would have been super cool. Should have made Pokemon Pink and Yellow into real games. I'd be okay with that, to be honest. I really would have been okay with it. I mean, Pokemon Yellow technically is a thing because it's got, you know, there, but I didn't know Pink, which I would have been okay with. I would have been okay having a Pink one. To be honest, they could have been neat if we got Z to improve it. We had Ruby and Sapphire, then we got Emerald in the past. Yeah, I don't see why they didn't just make another one. I really wish they would have. Because you got really good points. Those are completely true. Like, those are 100% true. It definitely deserves more love. Let's see. Darn, still no shiny. Holy Arceus, it don't want to show up. One reason was because they wanted Gen 7 to be announced around the time of the 20th anniversary. Really? They wanted it to be announced around the 20th anniversary? Really? Let me, hold on, I gotta catch these first and then I'll continue reading that. Oh, you, get in the ball. And stay in the ball. And you too, get in there. Stay in the ball. There we go, perfect. Alright, let me go ahead and continue reading what you were sending. And also because Game Freak was trying to branch out into other non-Pokemon games during the 3DS era. Really? I can see that. I can see that. Emerald was released to involve Rayquaza after the release of Ruby and Sapphire. Yeah. Yeah, it was. And that's why I think Zygarde really deserved its own game, because it should have gotten its own game. Pokemon Brown was gonna be a thing, but technically we have it now with Let's Go Eevee. Yeah, I wish Pokemon Brown was like an actual thing that was released way earlier though, because Eevee is adorable. I love Eevee so much. Also, third versions tended to sell poorly. Really? Really? Because most third versions were just way better than the previous ones. It makes me kind of sad to hear that they weren't really selling very well. But then again, at the same time, it could be the way that they marketed it. It might be that the way they marketed it. Alright. I still remember the hype of the Gen 7 reveals. Okay, I have to say something about Gen 7. So, Gen 7, I really like a lot of the designs, especially Lunella. Out of all the Generation 7 Pokemon that were released, Lunella is my favorite design-wise. But I won't lie, like, you know, when I look at it, Lunella and Solgaleo and a lot of the Ultra Beasts and whatnot don't look like Pokemon to me. They don't look like Pokemon. That's not to say that they're not good designs. They are very well thought out designs. I do love most of the designs there. However, I do think that a lot of the designs in Generation 7 don't follow the Pokemon design that they have kind of up and created. It just felt off to me. It just felt really, really off, and it's hard for me to explain what I mean by that and like what is considered a Pokemon design. It's hard for me to explain it because it's just, when you look at them, they seem so different compared to every other regular Pokemon that we see that it feels like it was implemented and like it belongs in a different franchise. You get what I mean? But their designs are very nice. I love a lot of their designs. I do want to make that clear, because most people associate me saying that they don't like they don't look like Pokemon as in me saying that their designs are bad, but that's not at all the case. So I just wanted to clarify that. Stay in the ball. Stay in the ball. Stay in the ball. I said stay in the ball. There we go. Perfect. Next one. Next one. Over here. Hello. Never mind, it ran away. So I'm going to try for this one. Get in here. And stay in the ball. Stay in the ball. I said stay. Stay in the ball. Perfect. Let's go. Alright. We got to keep going. Alright. Good game does not equal good sales. Yeah. Unfortunately so, because Legends Arceus didn't even do that good either. Like, it didn't do nearly as good as BDSP for some reason. BDSP is a bad game, but it sold a whole lot. At least in my opinion. And I don't understand why, because they're just not good games in my opinion. I don't think Pokemon Brown would have the same selling power as the other ones. Really? I mean, considering how well liked Eevee is, because I don't really know anyone who hates Eevee at all. I've like never heard someone dislike Eevee. So I think it would sell pretty good if the pro tag was like the main Pokemon on the thing was Eevee. Sun and Moon hype was peak. Yeah. I miss having like a lot of hype for Pokemon games and whatnot. Like when I saw the stuff in the Pokemon Presents, I wasn't as hype as I used to be. So I kind of just missed the old hype. I don't know, I just wasn't as hype as I used to be. Anyone else feel that way? Like, I'm not the only one who kind of feels sort of disappointed. Just lately, for some reason, Pokemon's been disappointing me a lot. Not to say that I'm ungrateful. I am glad that they're actually making new games and whatnot. And if people are excited over them and stuff, that's wonderful. I'm really glad that they can find excitement in that. But for me personally, it just hasn't really been the greatest. If there are people who like BDSP, hats off to them. Yeah, I'm glad that they find enjoyment in it. I think that's the main important thing. Pokemon Knife and Pokemon Fork, that would be funny. That would be really funny to see, but I don't think they would do that because, like, you know, a knife. They don't like calling it a knife. Also, welcome to the stream, LBA. It's great to have you here. People would make so many Pokemon brown equals Pokemon poop. Yeah, probably. That's to be expected. Ultra Beast not looking like Pokemon is the entire... I know that much, Delta. I know that much, but like... I mean, it's not just them, though. I mean, Lunella, Solgaleo, Necrozma, and then like... There's plenty of other Pokemon that look weird to me, like Salazzle. Salazzle looks weird. They just don't look like Pokemon to me. But I like their designs, don't get me wrong. Yes, Scarlet and Violet are good games, but the reveals back in 2020 were yeah, the reveals weren't really well done. The editing was not the greatest. And especially the Pokemon Presents. Did you guys see the editing in the Pokemon Presents? It doesn't look as well edited as like 90% of the other presents that we've had. Just the editing doesn't do good. Because what really sells it is like the way you hype it up with the editing. And the reveals for Scarlet and Violet were just not... It didn't go as well as it could have, in my opinion. But they are good games though. I really like the storyline of Scarlet and Violet. I really like the storyline of it. And the graphics are nice too. I'm personally a really big fan of how much more like realistic each Pokemon looks. I do like the little textures that they added for each one. Alright. Get in the ball. Come on, get in the ball. How dare you? I am telling you, every time like I'm trying to aim for where to throw the Pokeball, they stop in their tracks. They do that because they know what I'm trying to do. And so they stop in their tracks. They're like, no, you can't catch me. You know? Anyone else noticing that? Like, man. So rude. How could they? Alright. It's hard not to be cynical when things be the way they do. Yeah. Yeah. And don't get me started with the whole Sword and Shield controversy. That was, yes. It was really crazy. Almost like they're psychic. Yeah. I can see that. You know, it's just also kind of crazy too, because the one thing that makes me sad is as of late, I've actually been seeing a lot of stuff online, and people have actually said that their Pokemon designs, their fan-made Pokemon designs, are being used by Pokemon and they're not credited. In fact, Pokemon and the new Pokemon Presents actually used a fan-made music remix of Area Zero in it and did not credit the original musician. They didn't credit it. Which really made me sad. Like, I mean, sure, you're Pokemon and I get it, you know, it's all kind of yours as it is because of your copyright, you know, the way you handle copyright and all that. But the least you could do is shoot some love or say something to the people who actually created this stuff. You get what I mean? That's just the least you can do, and it makes me really sad to see, because they don't even ask permission. They never ask permission to use this stuff. They just up and use it. But they could have just, you know, asked permission, and I'm sure, like I am 100% certain that if Pokemon were to hit up some of the fans and say, hey, can I use your fan-made music, or can I use your Pokemon design? They would have said yes. No doubt in my mind. Who would deny them? Because they are the original creators of Pokemon, and they created the art and the music for the sole purpose that they love Pokemon. So that literally tells you they would have said yes and gladly allowed them to use it. The only thing they had to do was just ask first. That's fine. At least give some sort of credit or some kind of thing, you know? And it makes me really sad to see all these people doing that. Like, man. I mean, come on. If you're running out of ideas to design Pokemon, there's nothing wrong with you asking fans. Heck, you know what? Pokemon Unite, guys. Pokemon Unite has asked fans to design holoware for the game. And they have. A lot of the holowares that we have in Pokemon Unite were designed by fans. They were designed by fans. And you know what? Pokemon Unite asked permission, allowed them to, and actually did it, you know? Like, come on, man. I don't understand why they don't want to do it for the mainline games when revealing a trailer or something, but they do it for, like, the spin-offs? Come on. Heck, even Pokemon Masters EX has done stuff like that, where they partner with fans to make art for it. I mean, come on, really? Come on. There's no real reason to do that. To just steal their stuff without permission. Or ask them or something. You know, just ask. They don't ask because they are a big company. They think they can get away with it. Yeah, they can. That's the worst part, is they literally can get away with it. Because the problem is, no one can sue them or do anything. Because in their terms of service, in the literal terms of service, it basically says that anything you create, Pokemon related and whatnot, is their property. Meaning that my character that I created here is technically their property. Because it's based off of Pokemon. But even so, like, just ask or something. All the Signa Suits designs in Masters EX are, they are. And I don't even doubt that some of the designs in there are from fans. I don't doubt it. And it makes me so sad. Stealing is a big no. It is. It's a big no-no, but they can get away with it because what are the people going to do? They can't sue them. They can't get money out of it. They can't get anything. So there's nothing they can do, and that's what's really sad. But you know, I wish they would just not do that. Like, just give credit. It's not hard. Heck, if they just put credit in the description, like, it can be like a small piece of their description, and that would have been fine. Because at least they're giving credit. It may be in a small part of the description, but it's better than giving no credit at all. That's for certain. Oh, come on, stop moving. Why? It ran away from me. Alright, I got there. Done with the Lichen Rock I sent it to you. Okay, I'll go ahead and take a look here in a second. Let me go ahead and rest twice. My favorite design has to be Cynthia Renegade with her guillotine. Yeah, it's really well done. The design that I have for my secondary outfit for my character is really well done in my opinion too. I'm really proud of it because it takes aspects of all the legendaries that, like, you know, I have within her story and just like implements them in an outfit. Because there's references to Reshiram, Giratina, Yveltal, Lunella, Luxray, all of that. There's references to a lot of Pokemon in her second outfit, and I'm genuinely proud of it. Even if nobody really recognizes the references, that's fine. In her second outfit anyway, her first outfit, which is the one, you know, that she's wearing here, is like, it's simplistic, because during the time she has this outfit, she's a Zorua. But her second outfit evolves with time, over time, because she becomes a Zoroark and gains more Pokemon, and she wants to, like, implement them in her outfit and stuff. So her illusions get more complex, and her outfit evolves. Which is why on some of the pictures you'll see, like, it's a combination of her first outfit with her second outfit, and it works well because it's like her outfit's evolving, and that's the whole point. That's literally the whole goal of it. Alright, here we go. Get in the ball. Stay in the ball. Don't you dare leave the ball. I said stay. No. Stay in the ball. Get in there. Ah. Man, it got away from me. Man. Sometimes it'd be like that. We need the lore. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which, when are we getting the Thunder lore dump? Oh boy, you guys are in for such a long story. I won't do it here, and I don't think people would have the attention span for an entire live stream dedicated to her lore. Because I kid you not, if I were to tell you guys the entirety of her lore, it would take 3 hours, if not more, to explain it. There is so much story you wouldn't even believe. There is so much story. But you know what? When I become bigger and I actually have the money for it, I'll just get it animated. Cause I would really love to have like little episodes dedicated to her lore and some good voice acting and whatnot. Voice acting done by yours truly. But yeah, I definitely at least 4 or 5, yeah. I 100% would love to do a whole lore video and whatnot, but to explain all of her story would take a long time, which is why I would probably do it in episodes. I'd probably do it in episodes that are around 10 minutes long. That way people can just sit and watch and like, they don't have to hear it all in one go. Because I don't think people would want to sit through a 3 or 4 hour video. It would be much better to just explain it in episodes. Stay in the ball. Aw, man. No! Darn it! They all ran away. Sad. Man. 3+ hours you say? That's a whole documentary worth then. Yeah, it is. It's a whole lot. And potentially art. Yeah, I would definitely need art. I actually might help the voice acting. Ooh, I would like help with it, but the problem is I want like people who are familiar with voice acting and have at least a few years experience. Those unknowns are quick. They really are. I don't know why none of them has shown yet for us. Like none of them have been shiny yet. I really don't want to end the stream without getting a single shiny. I want to keep going at least until I get the shiny. At least one shiny. But first, let me go ahead and get the art that Bootleg sent. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can see this. I'll show it to everybody real quick. This actually looks sick. Like, this looks good. I can see now where you get the Hisui and Zoroark vibes. Hold on, let me go ahead and implement it on a stream so you guys can see. Look at this. A primarily dark type Lycanroc. This looks epic. I love the design of this. Holy Arceus. Great going, Bootleg. Like, this looks so good. Looks really good. Man. Well done. Seriously, good job there. None of them are blue. They're all too happy. Yeah. Oh, I get what you mean now. I get what you mean. That was a good one, Delta. That was good. That was a good joke. Oh, man. Still not a single one. I cannot believe this. This is crazy. Crazy. Alright. Files, thank you. Yeah. 100%. That Lycanroc would join my team in a heartbeat. Yes, right? It would join my team too. I love its design. It's really well done. That is insane. Yeah. Having a dark type Lycanroc would be sick. I completely agree with you, Ryan. And welcome to the stream. I don't know if I said that before or not, but welcome. It's great to have you here. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Seriously, it's great to have all of you here. I'm really surprised at how many people have been tuning in, especially since school started. So I really, truly appreciate it. Ooh. Alright. Oh my Arceus, why do none of you want to shine? Why do none of you want to be blue? Shine for me, please. Okay, here we go. Get in there. There we go. Ah! Get in the ball! Stay in the ball. Oh my Arceus, you are very rude and mean. Oh man. How rude! Don't run away from me. Don't run away from me. Ah, get in there. Stay in the ball. Is there any more? Oh, there is one more. Stay in the ball. Get in there. Boop. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Alright. I'd also like to see a mostly ghost type Mimikyu as well. That would be epic. Yeah! Honestly, there'd be a lot of good Pokemon you can make. Oh, next is a fairy, mostly fairy type Mimikyu. Hey, yo! Seeing the different kinds, like primarily ghost or primarily fairy, that'd be cool. I'm trying for a shiny Eevee in Scarlet and Violet, and I wish they had an old style daycare so I could keep breeding while hatching eggs. Right? I actually am completely with you, to be honest. I miss that mechanic. Oh, speaking of old mechanics, would you guys be interested in a Dynamax Adventure live stream later down on the line? Would you guys be interested in that? Or like, what? I'm curious. I hope everybody would be interested. Imagine every single Pokemon having a darker type version of themselves, like Pikachu, Shaman, Kyogre. That would be kind of intriguing. I could see Shaman becoming like a poison dark type and whatnot. Oh my goodness, actually speaking of stuff like that, I have something like it. I have something like it. In the storyline of Thunder, like in the storyline of my OC, we actually have negative charged, positive charged, and neutral charged Pokemon. And then we have Pokemon with no charge, and it's a completely different mechanic that I came up with. It's a brand new Pokemon mechanic I have come up with. And I would love to tell you all about it. So when I do my lore video, please tune in for it. Definitely tune in for it, because it's gonna be separate episodes, and I'll be explaining everything in there. Because I can't just, you know, tell you guys everything now, because that would spoil the interesting storyline that I have. Because there's a huge story about it, and it has fan-made Pokemon in it, it has an actual interesting storyline, it has fan-made legendaries, everything. Like, it's got a whole lot of stuff, and I really, really am excited to tell you guys the storyline I have. And I really hope you guys would just genuinely enjoy it. Oh my goodness, that one was sleeping. I didn't even realize it. Stay in the ball. Stay in the ball. Get in the ball. Here we go. Here we go. Perfect, perfect. That sounds interesting. I'm glad. That would be cool. That'd probably be cool. It is, actually. It really is, because we have a whole lot here. And, you know, man, the evil organization is very intimidating. Like, we have a whole legend. Do you guys want to hear the legend real quick? You guys want to hear the legend? I won't like spoil a whole lot, but I can tell you guys one of the legends that we have in the Rikusu region, the whole storyline. Not like not whole storyline, but like an ancient legend passed down in Rikusu. Because if you guys want to hear it, I can tell you guys. But only if you guys are really interested in it. But if it's something you want to wait for, that's fine too. Here we go. Please, can we get a shiny? I am begging you. Sure, tell us? Okay. Alright, so let me pull it up real quick. There we go. Let me see if I have it in here. Okay, here we go. I found it. Alright. I'd like to hear bet. Okay. Here we go, guys. Many centuries ago, two powerful Pokemon battled one another in a blinding rage, destroying various parts of Rikusu in their quarrel. Attempting to put a stop to their meaningless battle, many trainers sent out their Pokemon, although none were strong enough to quench their rage. In the midst of it all, there were two trainers who had lost everything in their fight, and set out on a journey in hopes to finally end the battle once and for all. For a week, they traveled the region, but found no Pokemon strong enough to quell the legendary's rage. Filled with grief and beginning to lose hope, they began to turn back when they heard the cry of a Pokemon who had seemed to be injured. Rushing towards the sound of the Pokemon, they had found a three-headed beast whose body had been trapped within tree branches. With the help of both the trainers and wild Pokemon, the beast had been freed and its wounds tended to. Sensing the grief these trainers had, the two heads on opposing sides had lowered to grasp the trainers by the back of their clothing. Surprised by its actions, the trainers began to struggle from their grasp until they heard its voice, assuring them that it meant no harm. Placing the trainers onto its back, the Pokemon engulfed itself in a bright light and split into three, each holding different traits to the original. Glancing back at the trainers, they used their mysterious power to travel to a dimension that is said to be the birthplace of the rampaging legendaries. Once there, they were greeted by what appeared to be the third legendary, much similar to the two rampaging legendaries. Now, okay, let me make a little bit of an explanation. So, these legendaries, the two rampaging legendaries that are going at one another, are Positinum and Negatilum. They are negative and positive charged legendaries. That's where they originate from. And the third legendary that I mentioned just now is Neutron, the neutral legendary. What's interesting is that they are like a pair. So what ended up happening was the neutral legendary created a crystal. And this crystal contained its power and purposely, it gave it to the trainers. It gave this crystal to the trainers for a short amount of time, and what it did is it used its power and the power through the crystal in order to forcibly stop the legendaries from rampaging. The negative and positive legendaries were stopped and then obeyed these trainers. So this neutral legendary trusted the two trainers with the positive and negative charged legendary before vanishing with the crystal. Well, several years later, they actually discovered the crystal again, the neutral crystal. And so they wanted to use the neutral crystal's power in order to power up cities and make the city more, flourish more. It literally, he wanted to use it in order to help create food, to manufacture factories and power the city's power line and things like that, while the other trainer had wanted to use it for nature and making nature more flourish better, making the destruction that was the damage that was done on nature fixed. That's what he wanted to use it for. So the two essentially disagreed on what they wanted to use this crystal for. And what ended up happening is, well, what everyone does to settle stuff in Pokemon. What they did was they battled one another. And when they battled one another, they actually ended up in a tie. And they were down to their last Pokemon, the positive and the negative legendary. And what they did is they had them battle. And by having the two battle again, destruction ensued in the region all over again. The same thing as before. They couldn't control the legendaries as they battled one another all over again. Furious with them, the neutral legendary showed up once more, broke the crystal into pieces, scattering it across the region before, you know, vanishing and essentially locking the negative and positive legendaries into opposite sides of the region. But by locking them in those other sides of the region, what ended up happening is they kept releasing their charges. Because remember, they are negative and positive legendaries, so they are consistently releasing a negative and positive charge. And by being near one another, those charges cancel out. That was the whole reason with them being near one another. It was perfectly fine because their charge canceled out. But now they're constantly releasing their charge, and now we have what is known as positive and negative and neutral charged Pokemon. Because that charge has affected the Pokemon. And that's all I'm going to say. There's a whole lot more to it, but I'm not going to go further into it because, again, it's something I want to state. I want to like go on about in my lore video and my lore episodes. But yeah, guys, that's essentially like the legend and pieces of it. That sounds interesting. Calling it now, the Thunder Trilogy will be like 10 plus episodes probably. Yeah, 100%. Which would be cool. That makes sense, a lot of sense, because positive and negative don't mix. Yeah, they don't mix at all. And what's kind of cool is that negative charged Pokemon can only be like dark types and poison types and things like that, while positive can only be like electric type and fire type and, you know, things like that. Neutral is like, neutral can be considered like grass typing, flying typing, normal typing, stuff like that. That's considered neutral. So you kind of just realize that their typings change and their appearance slightly changes too. It's something interesting to think about. I'm genuinely really proud of this concept, and I think it really works really well. So. Delta Kalashi. Nice one, Delta. That's a good one. Alright. Is this a positive and negative charged legendaries can be an awesome concept for a Pokemon spin-off series or short. Yeah, that's the whole point. That was the whole point. That's what I wanted to go on to about. It's literally its own storyline. I actually have some music for it too that I made. This was well done so far. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Oh, I need to go get like regular Pokeballs. I just realized I'm doing Ultra Balls. I can't believe we haven't had a single shiny yet, and it's been 2 hours and a half. That's crazy. Get over here. Get over here. Oh man, it ran. Sad times. Doesn't look like there's any more, so. Anyways, guys, unfortunately we did not actually get any shinies, but that's okay. We have plenty of other episodes to do, and I'm honestly really glad because I got to tell you guys a really cool concept I came up with and tell you guys a little bit of the legend of Rikusu. And hopefully that really gets you guys hyped up for whenever we decide to make the lore videos and things like that. I'll definitely need to script them and things like that so you guys can look forward to it. I'm really excited to do that. It makes me happy to know you guys are interested in the storyline that I have for my character in the whole region. So thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to me. I have genuinely enjoyed my time here, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. And yeah, so I'll be sure to post my schedule tomorrow, if not today. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next live stream.